Hey, what's up? It's Luke, and welcome to my channel. Luke is a Black Sheep Photography here in Sacramento. And today, I'm back to Fuji. I told so many people that I disliked Fuji. I had the X-T3 when it came out. I was so excited for it, and I didn't like it. I thought the dials were too slow. It didn't have a flip out screen because I do a lot of video. It didn't have that. So I bought all this Fuji glass. I want to say 5 lenses. I had the 16 1.4, 23 1.4, the super wide angle. I think it's 10 to 18 f4. I had all of these really nice Fuji lenses, sold every single one of them. And the X-T3 after using it for a while. I just felt like it wasn't a good event camera the way I shoot. I shoot professionally for professional sports organizations. I shoot weddings. I shoot all sorts of things. And I thought it just couldn't keep up with the workflow. Especially the dials and knobs. I thought it was slow. I couldn't get used to it. I typically shoot Sony. So when I shoot Sony, it's super fast. Everything's just digital. There's not really much analog about Sony cameras, and the way you shoot them is very digital. You just hit buttons and they just aperture changes really fast, ISO changes really fast, shutter speed changes really fast. And with the Fuji, I know people love the experience of turning the dials, but man, I thought that was slow. So I got rid of the X-T3. I just didn't want it. But lo and behold, I went back to the X-T4. Why? Why would I go back and get something like the X-T4 when I didn't like the X-T3? It actually took me a long time to come to this conclusion, and I finally decided on the Fuji, and I'm really hoping it fulfills the wants I have for it. So here's the deal. I shoot Sony, and I'm not giving Sony up. For professional work, I think Sony is just amazing. It just works. It's so utilitarian. It's like a beast of a camera. They just do what they're supposed to do. There are no frills. They just have superior image quality, amazing dynamic range, video options that are just really great. I have some really great Sony cameras. I use the A7R4. It's a great video camera, but it's an amazing stills camera. 60 megapixels is a bit overkill, but it does the job. It is a phenomenal camera. We also have the A7S3, the brand new A7S3 for video. That thing is it just shoots video so effortlessly. Amazing. I have a 6400, which I just use to film these types of videos. I'm filming with the A6400 now, and the A6400 is my workhorse. It films events. It has no record limit. It just sits there and it records and records and records, and it's probably my most used Sony camera. Then there's the A9, which just captures everything photography-wise. I don't use it for video, but photography, the A9, it just is nuts. And then the A7 is the jack of all trades. It's just a wonderful camera. I've got all these other Sony bodies. A9 doesn't get used that much, but for big events where I need extra cameras to place at different angles, the A7. The A7 is a wonderful little camera to have around. So with all those Sony bodies, why did I get an X-T4? Well, back a long time ago, I actually used to shoot on the Nex 5. And it was a small little camera that I absolutely loved. It was APS-C. I used the kit lens for it. I just loved it. I shot with it. It went everywhere with me. And it kept going everywhere with me. Even I got the A5100 and it kept going with me. I kept using the same kit lens whenever I went out to do food reviews, which is something I love to do as well. I brought it and I shot with it. It was small, compact, easy to bring. Brought it everywhere. But eventually, I just wanted best image quality and I brought bigger cameras out. But I lost the ability to make selfies, to shoot video where I had a flip out screen where I could see myself. The lenses were big. If I were to bring out my Sony stuff for eating dinner and I wanted to vlog about it or like review the restaurant, I'd have the a7S III for video. I would have like the a7R IV or the a7 III to shoot photos. It's just a big mess. And you can't even fit those cameras on the table with all your food. You know, you can't go to like fun events and do things with those huge bodies. They're just too much. It's overkill. So I was thinking, should I go to Sony APS-C? Well, the answer is no. Because Sony APS-C bodies, I love them. They're high quality, but their lenses are not that great. I'm using the 10-18 right now on the 6400 to record myself, and it's wonderful, but it's f4 and it's an ultra wide, so it's not great for the kind of photography I want to do. I want a hybrid, but I want to change a whole bunch of lenses, and I want faster apertures because I shoot in darker environments a lot. That lens is just not going to cut it. And Sony APS-C lenses, they're just not that good. Sony hasn't really come out with anything inspiring. So I was just thinking and thinking and thinking. I actually ended up getting an R6 from Canon. Love the camera. I actually have some really nice Canon glasses. But too big. What am I going to do? Sit with like a giant DSLR again? I mean, it has a flip forward screen, but it's too much camera. I don't want to bring it around. It's too heavy. It's cumbersome. It's like a pro camera again, like the Sonys. So I ended up returning it. I just fully returned it. I got it at Best Buy, and I have a really nice return policy. So just goodbye, 45 days. I had it for about 35 days, and I returned it. Very happy with the return policy. Love the R6, but didn't keep it. And that's when I thought, I want a smaller camera where I can bring it places and have smaller lenses. And I thought, wait a minute, well, the X-T3 had all those features, except it didn't have the flip front screen, and there were a few other things that I didn't like about it, like it shot slower than I wanted to shoot, and just in terms of the way I shoot. But if I only take it out for when I'm going places and I just want to like capture life as it goes for me, I think the XT series might be a good option, especially the X-T4, since it gained a flip front screen. So I went ahead and bought an X-T4. So I'm excited about it, and I really hope that this camera can just inspire that feeling I had many years ago shooting on the Nex 5, where I could just shoot and not worry about, you know, having big giant cameras and carrying all things around. I just want a small little bag that I can take everywhere with me, because that's what I used to have. My camera used to go everywhere with me. And they still do. Like, I still would take the a7R IV or the a7 III just anywhere I go. But I want to scale down. I don't want to bring those cameras all over the place. So let's see what the Fuji does. Okay, I'm going to unbox it right now and take a look at it. It's been a while, Fuji, since I've opened a Fuji product, but I am excited. I actually hear the X-T4 is not a huge upgrade over the X-T3. It just has like the flippy screen, and like it has IBIS, but I hear that the in-body stabilization is not the best, which is a little bit disappointing since Sony has such amazing IBIS. Alright, well here it is, right off the rip. It's like first thing after the instruction booklet, and wow, it is a sexy camera. I mean, that's the one thing about Fuji's. They look just so good. It's the silver one, so it does have that swag factor, which I think is important. I think if you're just going to be hanging out eating someplace and you have something like this, I will say this, one thing about the X-T3 is when I had it and I brought it places, people would ask me about it. They'd say, man, that camera looks cool. And that's because the XT cameras do look cool. They have that really cool retro vibe. The Sony cameras, they say, wow, that's an awesome camera. They never say it's cool. They just say it looks awesome, must be an awesome camera, and they are. But this just has that retro feel to it that is pretty awesome. Let's just flip the screen up. There we go. Flip screen out. Boom. So yeah, X-T4. I'm excited to use it. I actually don't have any lenses in. I think I have one lens coming in today. It's the 16mm 1.4. That was my absolute favorite Fuji lens when I had the X-T3. I sold it. I had to rebuy it. But I knew I would if I ever got back into Fuji. So getting the lens in the mail today. This one came earlier, and that should come in the mail hopefully in a couple hours. I can't wait to pair it with this guy. So yeah, I'm excited to use this camera, and hopefully you guys let me know what you think of the X-T4. Is it a good camera? I mean, for all intents and purposes, I think it'll do what I want it to do. I just can't think of anything else that's sort of smaller form factor, really high quality images with smaller lenses. Like, I don't want to go for the EOS M. I feel like those lenses aren't very good. I would like full frame, but a lot of full frame glass is just way too big and the bodies are really big. I think this was probably the best choice I could have made, but I've been thinking it through a lot. So if you have an idea of a better camera than this for what I've just sort of talked about, let me know, because I'd be interested in hearing what your thoughts are. What would be a better choice than the X-T4? But so far it feels really great in the hand. The grip is pretty good. The A7R4 and the A7S3 have like this huge chonky grip now, so I'm kind of used to that. But this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all, and it just looks beautiful. So tell me what you think of the X-T4. I've been trying to watch a few reviews of it, but I really need to get to know Fuji once again. Like I said, did not like the X-T3, and I hope my experience changes with the X-T4. It's going to have a vastly different use than the X-T3 did. I'm not going to use it as like a secondary camera for events and shooting professionally. This is just going to be for bringing places, just bringing it out with me when I want to do everyday life. So hopefully this is going to be an awesome everyday life camera. I know it's kind of expensive, but try to get the best, right? Just try to get the best of what you can. And so I'm super excited about this. I'm going to be talking a lot more about this because I want to shoot a lot more. I hope this inspires me to shoot more than I have been in just regular life, because I shoot a lot professionally, and sometimes it has made me shoot less just for myself. And sometimes getting something new and refreshing just inspires you to go out and shoot more. So we'll see if that's what this does for me. Thanks for watching, and look forward to some more Fuji-centric videos real soon.